All right, part two of the asthma video with Dr. Candace Corson about nutrition for asthma. What else can you do to help if you got asthma for your nutrition?
Again, I want to reiterate that people need to work closely with their medical doctor, not abandon drug therapy. It's very important never to stop asthma medications. When the person is actually better, so that their asthma is either improving dramatically or maybe it's gone, because this is possible over time, the patient and the doctor will both know how to and when to decrease medications. I would leave that up to the doctor and the patient working together. So this is information about changing immune irritability, which we call immune upregulation. We upregulate or irritate our immune system by a lot of means today that we don't realize are a problem. We may think they're okay to do, such as casein, C-A-S-E-I-N, the protein of cow's milk. A lot of people think it's a healthy food. I'm not here to slam any industry. I actually love farmers, I love cows, I love animals. But this is just a protein that, if you think about it biologically, there's no species that drinks the milk from other species ever, unless it's by human hand. We may give a kitten a bowl of milk, but that's because we decided it would be okay for them. We thought we thought they might like it. In fact, it would not be a good food for them to eat exclusively. It's the wrong species, wrong milk, and they actually will not do well. But it's fine for them to have a little treat now and then, and it should be thought of the same way for human beings. No species drinks the milk protein or the milk of other species, and there's good reason for that. They're very different protein patterns, to say nothing of all the rest of the patterns in those milks. They're designed for totally different purposes. For a cow, that milk is designed to help that baby cow grow very, very fast. If you think about it, they originally were animals that were subject to predators, and they had to grow from little defenseless calves very fast and literally double their weight in a matter of days, 47 days or so. Their weight is doubled, and they grow to many, many hundreds of pounds very fast. We should pause to think about giving that kind of growth stimulant to a human person who is not supposed to grow at that rate. But that's just one facet. Let's just talk about the protein. Casein is not the protein that's found in human milk. Also, if we think about this, no species ever drinks milk beyond infancy. No species drinks milk beyond infancy. So again, it's a food that's very different from the meat or muscle of the animal, completely different protein. So that protein does upregulate human immune function. For many people, simply removing that protein will allow them to have a much calmer, more steady immune response. And if that's the only thing they do and they have a good result, that's great. There may be a lot of other things they need to do, and one is broadening the plant base, more vegetables, more fruits. And I believe that today, because of all the toxins that we have in our environment, hundreds of thousands of them, I don't think it's possible to just eat our way with enough of this protective vegetation for the micronutrients that protect us from cancer and protect us from inflammation. I think we have to actually concentrate them and add them to the best we can do. We're really struggling now for enough micronutrients to keep up with the amount of damage that we have environmentally. But the good news is that these concentrates exist now. They're proven. You want to always get them from a company that has a great reputation, that's proven safe, that has a safety label on it, such as the NSF certification, National Sanitation Foundation. NSF is a certificate of purity that is judged to be able to be put on a product when it has been independently surveyed by this independent body, the NSF. So that's something important. But also we want to look at the use of antibiotics. And as we have a need for antibiotics with infection in asthmatics or people with sinus infections, we have to realize that one huge part of their illness, which is going to make them worse and worse over time, is the loss of their good protective bacteria in their intestine, which actually form our immune function. They're not just good for our immune system, they're actually an intrinsic part of our immune system. And remember, 70% of the human immune system by weight is in the intestine. What we do to the intestine and what we do to those germs that form that barrier, trillions of those good germs of different species that work together, the more we damage that, the sicker we will be. And there's actually a study showing in large numbers of children from Canada that if you use one course of antibiotics under the age of 1 year old, it doubles their lifetime risk of asthma. So as we get rid of our good germs, which happens very quickly with the use of antibiotics, we then have an upregulated, more irritable immune system, and that has to be addressed. So there is a huge role for probiotics, that's the good germs, in restoring the immune balance of our intestine by restoring the balance of the good germs that form part of our immune system. And there are good quality probiotics. Again, people have to look for a company that has a long-standing high reputation of purity, that has science behind it. I won't go into different brand names, but it's something it makes me happy to see when doctors actually recommend probiotics at the same time that they're starting the antibiotic. People can take their probiotics all the way through antibiotic therapy. It will not interfere with their antibiotics. They will get some loss of their good germs they're eating just because the antibiotics are killing them, but I believe to start right away and then continue after the antibiotics stop, continue for weeks, depending on how high the dosage was and how much antibiotic exposure. People may need to stay on their probiotics for a very long time after antibiotic exposure, but that will help the immune system be less prone to allergy and overreaction, and it will help to restore the immune balance, which is in our intestine, which controls the entire immune system. It's really the mother or the thermostat of our immune system is what happens in our intestine and our intestinal immune system. And that's totally dependent on the good germs being there in large numbers. So I hope that helps with those pieces of knowledge. People can get better, and there are some great books I recommend. Brenda Watson, who's a clinical nutritionist, has written a great book called The Road to Perfect Health, How Healing Your Gut Can Heal Your Health. And also another great book is Disease Proof Your Child by Dr. Joel Furman, who's an MD. Those are just two quick things to pull off the shelf that can help you go in the right direction, whatever your age may be.
Thanks so much for watching today. Dr. Corson talks more about asthma and how you can improve your health for asthma. Thanks so much for asking the question. And if you've got more questions, check us out on Facebook. You can ask any questions there. We'll answer them as soon as possible in a video format just like this. And remember to check us out at AuthenticHealthCoach.com for your free copy of Dr. Candace Corson's Top 5 Nutrition Tips. It's our gift to you for listening today. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care.